Hello friends, now we are starting with chapter number 2, which is taxonomical aids. In the previous chapter we have studied regarding various organisms, how they have been classified, what are the various taxas in the classification chart. So all those things we have studied in chapter number 1. This is a chapter called Taxonomical Aids. In this chapter, basically, we are studying that how those various types of organisms which have been put in the different taxas of the classification chart can be conserved or preserved for the future generation. First of all, as we know, there are different types of plants and animals which are inhabiting in this biosphere. All are interrelated with each other. Either they can be interrelated directly or indirectly with each other. So, and everybody is showing diversity. This diversity, it can be there in case of their structure, it can be there in case of their function, or it is even there in case of their behavior. So, what we need to do is, we need to identify and classify those different type of organisms, and then we can particularly arrange them, and so we can study them. So first of all the organisms with this much diversity yet interrelated with each other will be identified and classified. For both classification as well as identification, we require particular type of laboratory as well as field study. Both the type of studies are required. We require laboratory study as well as we require field study. After that, we can particularly identify and then classify the organism according to their characteristics. Now, for this, for everything, for identification, for classification or anything, the primary source or the most important characteristic in them is, or I can say the prime source for identification and classification is collection of the specimen. That is most important characteristic. You need to collect the actual specimen of the plant and animal from the field first, and then only you can study the characteristic, and accordingly you can classify them. So this is most important. It is of prime source. Then if there are various type of useful characteristics are there of the taxonomical structures. So let us see. So let us see the various uses of the taxonomical aids. First of all, when we are studying different type of taxonomical study, then we can get to know the information regarding various fields such as agriculture, forestry, then various type of bioresources which are there in our globe, various type of diversities which are there, etc. I mean, this type of fields, agriculture, forestry, all those fields where different type of bioresources can be available, that can be studied with the help of taxonomical aids. We can even study the distribution of flora and fauna in various geographical areas. Now you must be knowing flora refers to the plants and fauna refers to animal. So different type of plants and animals which are there in different geographical areas can be studied. Even we can study various geographical distribution which is there on the globe. In the different area, if you go to different parts of the earth, you will get different type of geographical location, different type of geographical distribution in that area, and accordingly different type of bioresources available in that area. So we can get to know all those distribution. We can even get to know the distribution of various rare and endangered species. various rare and endangered species, how they are conserved, where they are conserved, what is the characteristic. So all these things can also be studied, and lot more. Basically, any type of field or any type of distribution where various type of organisms and their resources are present, that can be studied with the help of this taxonomical aids. For these studies, we are having 4 methods enlisted in detail in this chapter, through which you can study these different type of aids, and those methods are herbaria, botanical garden, museum, and the last one is zoological park. That is simply what we refer as zoo. So these are the 4 main taxonomical aids which through which various types of bioresources, particularly plants and animals, are stored and conserved properly for any type of work, for the research work or for future generations. And this is what we are going to study in detail in this chapter. So let us start individually with each of them.